Giant Lord 5 to 6 times. So, I've been inspired by a friend that is currently doing the exact same thing and killing the Giant Lord. He's doing it with a sword. I'm going to be doing it with a mix of swords and spells. Not as a little competition, just as a comparison, so all you guys can see which ways you prefer and how you'd like to do it. There's no competition involved in this whatsoever. So please bear that in mind, and don't get all heated on me if anyone decides to watch. So what I've done is I've put in 2 Dark Orbs, adding up for a total uses of 42, and my Sunlight Blade and 1 Sunlight Blade. That is for when I decide to hack and slash. Now, my mate is going to be using the same basic setup as me, and apart from the weapons, of course. I don't have my Dragon Chime yet, but when I get it, that'll be really good. And I need to get my Sunset Staff, which I haven't even bothered getting, but this one will do for the time being. So, I want a Cotter Silver Serpent Ring +1, as well as Seldoria Trousers. I use a Jester's Glove instead of a Seldoria Gloves. I use the main armor piece for Seldoria as well as a hat. Now, in my world, I can actually summon a Phantom to help, but I'm quite confident that I won't need it. So, I'm going to bring him back. Now, the way my mate does it is he collects the... I'm pretty sure he collects the Bonefire Ascetic straight away. I actually leave that one to dead last to receive, and I just feather out from that point. Because by the time you finish all that, everything's dead and you get the maximum amount of souls. So you see how I got these 2 items in? I might want to put my Chime back in, so I can still put an effect on my weapon. I better do that one up, that does a bit more than this one. Anyway, so I use this Thorify Ring. This gives me extra stamina, well, stamina regen, but it does take a while because it's not the +1. Ring of Steel Protection, don't really need it. In fact, I might just trade it out for this, because you don't want to get hit by him anyway. It's almost guaranteed instant death, and I got my 3rd Dragon Ring on. As for items, I won't need this, or this. So I got the bare minimum of stuff that I need. This is all that you need. These are my stats. So I've broken my keeping everything balanced out rule, because I actually normally keep my intelligence and faith the same goes with my strength, dex, ADP, endurance, and vitality. So I'm going to have a lot of levels to fix that up, and I'll probably be most likely at risk of losing connectability with one of my other friends, but I can always get that back by starting a new character. It only takes me a couple hours to go through the whole game. That's killing all of the primordial bosses, etc. So, see this guy here and this chum down here? Don't get them, they're useless. Well, they're useful for meat sacks, but they're just a waste. So, what you're better off doing is you run along the right hand side. This will minimize the amount of damage that you'll take. You might need to do a roll occasionally, and you just chill out and wait around right here. Now you'll notice how the ironclad soldiers will die, maybe the giant, hopefully. And by the time you do that, you'll be on your way. Roll up here, and then you can lock on. And you basically just roll side to side doing this. Because my intelligence and faith aren't equal, this will actually take a lot longer than the way my mates do. But it is a safe road for 2 ways, as long as you don't try and sneak in the third shot. I'll just turn this down soon. Here we go. So, basically, it's just doing this over and over and over again until you either go senile, deaf, or go crazy when your soul is turned dark. You're doing the same bar for a while. I'm gonna end. So, see how slow it's going down? Well, this spell has 21 to 28 misses. Depending on your achievement, I think it goes up to 32, but I'm not 100% sure because it's been ages since I've done it. However, because I got my lightning property, which I have no idea where I got it from, honestly forget, go down and start doing this. Now, I stay locked onto it, locked onto the top part, so you can see him a lot better. Big one is going to do a lot easier. You actually don't need to roll and go under it. But yeah, he's a heck of a lot quicker when you use, say, a speed type weapon, or like what I've done, the Red Rod Twin Blade. So, when you finish doing this area, you should come out around with 440,000 souls. Give or take, I don't know, 50,000. It depends on what difficulty it is, and the level of your soul operating equipment. So, see what I just did, it's a bit foolish and reckless, but you wait for that to come down. I do not remember if I got the Divine Blessing, so I'll be going back to retrieve it. See how I got 530,000 souls? That's just enough for 1 level up for me at the moment. I farm in and do all the soul stuff in 10 million intervals. That makes it seem like you're getting more levels for the time you're using. And if you have the right stats for this, you can kill him at once every 3 to 5 minutes. I've gotten that right. There's also a seed for upgrading your pyromancy flame, but I do believe I've already got a ridiculous amount of them, but more never hurts. So, as you've probably guessed, I'm playing on the PlayStation 4. So normally when you bring this back, well, this is on the PlayStation 3, see that body down there? It gets twinkling, and it makes doing up twinkling weapons really, really good and really quick. But since they refurbished this for the PlayStation 4, they kind of got rid of that bug. Now, just for amusement, for you guys, which I don't have the ability to use, which sucks because I'm only missing 2 points, which is easy solved. Just take this out and swap it out with... Oh, I don't have a faith ring. Okay, never mind. I won't be using it. That's a bummer. Especially since I gotta put magic on my next stats. So, there is a few spells here. If you figure out what your style is, for example, for mine, I use this, followed by this, followed by Sunlight Spear. And then I'll throw this in afterwards, as well as 2 other miracles, and that pretty much wrecks nearly every opponent, including other players. Now, I don't think I brought this area back, which was a bit silly. If I did, I must have done it on autopilot. I have done it that many times, it's ridiculous. Nope, no sign, that means it's dead. I've already gotten all the items, so I'm just going to clear out and fix that mistake. Bit of a blunder on my side. So, the bigger the weapon you use, the better. This weapon I'm using right now isn't necessarily my most powerful that I have at this current time. I have a couple weapons that I've started doing up, but this game is still on run through 1 and I haven't gone through to 2, so I don't really have many maxed out weaponry yet. However, I have guaranteed that I've maxed this, the lightning red iron twin blade. I call it the why does it say red rust? Anyway, it's actually a red rust twin blade. It goes with the red rust swords. Anyway, this is my most powerful weapon. It does a little bit more damage and is a bit better. However, this one here is equally as good, but you need a bit of twinkling to do that up. I've already maxed out a ruler sword, but it's not very effective for my current objective, so I'm going to use this. So this should allow me to go in, go, hey you're gonna die, and butcher the absolute bugger out of him. The idea is to minimize the amount of stamina you use. That will allow you to kill him longer, and you'll be able to roll in the case where very much to you. So you want to be careful when you're doing this, because occasionally the giants will survive and they just come up. So I'm just going to wait for the next fire blast to hit the ground and let them kill those. So see how they're all together like that? Including the iron clad, which somehow miraculously survived. So what you do is you just casually stand here, because they're all way ahead, and see how the ironclad survived. That is actually really good news for you. Because he will eventually make his way up to the boss and buy you those vital things, if he doesn't attack you first. So now you just casually run on up, roll to the side, go up here, change this out, lock on. Now you should be able to see the ironclad casually rolling over to the boss. They do a lot of damage to you, so there's nothing saying that they won't do damage to the boss. But, ooh, I missed. So this is a bit of a misfired way to do it, but this is my favourite weapon that doesn't require you to have requirements that are very ridiculous, like this. My actual favourite weapon. My two favourite weapon is, I forget what it's called, but basically a great hammer and a scout one. It's like 50-50, next or 60-60. They're fairly hard. So, when you're fighting in close like this, it is safe to do a roll from time to time. But if you feel confident, just casually walk out of the way. For example, like that. You're behind the right side leg, eventually you start to attack over and over and over again. Basically, it's very predictable. And dies really quick. Occasionally, he'll try and sneak an extra hit, and yeah, you wear it. If he manages to get it back. So, yeah, that about sums this fight up. I've got 1,000,000 souls already, everything's already dead, so there's nothing extra to kill. Since it's in memory, the boss doesn't get stronger very much. Every 10 times you kill him, he will get slightly stronger, and all the other creatures will become slightly more unpredictable. For example, occasionally they will slip past and butcher the absolute crap out of you. But that's not. So, I nearly made a mistake and just went straight back in there. That just goes to show how much I don't like doing this. Considering I did it a ridiculous amount of times on the PlayStation 3 to keep up with a friend of mine, that way I can help him in his world. He has what I'd like to call a true maxed out character. A true maxed out character, you level up without doing none of this crap. player ID Heathcliff194. He's exclusive to the PlayStation 3. I believe he does a lot of invasions lately. And yeah, he's pretty good with pretty much every weapon. He's extremely adept at weapons like, I think he likes using short swords, a couple of weapons that are very, very powerful. However, because of his skill level and how much he torments most of the other players, they've all picked up on his skill and his style, and they're trying to come up with counteractions to deal with it. Who's to say that that's the wrong way to go about it? Everyone has their own way of playing, and I respect that. Any two people play this game exactly the same. Eventually gets to a point that it becomes second nature. This fight is a good example. One-handed attacks do more continuous damage and uses less strength. When you do up more, the damage adds up even more over a longer period of time. For example, I plundered this then, but I just took a fair dinkum amount of health off. You probably noticed that even with the cluttering on, he still did a lot of damage. That's to be expected considering who he is. When you get your faith up, plus your attacking dex, this sword does around 700-800 damage, making it one of the most powerful weapons on my opinion. The most powerful weapon I've noticed is what I like to call the Crypt Sword. The Crypt Sword naturally comes with Dark on it. However, if you get up to level 665, and imbue Dark on it, it'll further increase the amount of damage it does. And this will work out in your favor tremendously. However, it is such a slow weapon. But when that weapon with Dark on it, and if you say have a Dragon Chime with Dark imbued onto it, and you put a Dark Chime effect onto it as well, the damage actually adds up to about, with a Dark Clutch Ring, you can get it up to 1,300. That's just for one sword, but that's in two hands. However, if you have two of them and your strength and dex are at 80-80, you can dual wield two of them. Same goes with anything in the ultra class. So say if your strength and dex are 80-80 and you want to dual wield two ultra great swords, you can. The scaling for weapons is a bit different, because if you want to dual wield say two of these, you need to use curved greatsword and you have to have double the stats. So for example, my strength and dex would have to be 40 if I wanted to dual wield, say, this with it. Whoops. In the other hand. But your stats need to be very specific, and I don't have 40 dex. So, yeah, that's not going to happen. Not with this character, not yet. My good old mate, he had a bit of a plunder, it would seem. I just heard the die because I'm watching the stream at the same time. You should be right, he'll get back up. He wants to max out his character on this, but if he's going to do it via this method, he's going to be here for at least 48 hours to do it. So he's going to be caffeine pretty hardcore. If I wanted to get my character's level up to where I want it to be, I need to get at least another 200 million souls. So that is going to take a damn long time. But I don't mind. just going to pause this video so I don't get plagiarism on my account. There we go, done. Let me do what I want to do tonight. There we go. So there's a few things that I may neglect to mention, but like I said, I try and keep everything equal. If in fact I'm about to go and fix my stats and make everything equal, so it doesn't really matter where I throw my levels at the moment. And you may notice that I'll come out with, say, slightly higher level character, slightly better attuned character. So I'm going to go visit the 4 old ladies, or should I say the 3 firekeepers and the young servant of theirs, and I'm going to reallocate my levels to better suit to kill this boss with just spells. Hopefully no one requests that I help them for the next 3 hours, because that's about how long it'll take to fix my character's stats. So first things first, I'll get my attunement up to where it used to be. I need to have at least 3 slots for what I want to do, but I'll keep it at 4. Got to keep this the same. And I've got to keep this up as well. This will allow me to survive, but I'll only bring that up to 30. My equipment load, not so much worried about that. So since I'm using Dark Orbs, I'll bring these up. I'm going to bring these up to 2020, that way I can still use my Murakumo. This also affects how fast you can walk around bosses, so I'll keep that up as well. But I'm going to bring this up to about 50-50. This will allow me to basically annihilate the poor bugger. I reallocate my levels every few days. That way, when I get invaded by people that think they know what my fighting style or my levels, they get a really rude awakening. Right, it spins them out. It's quite amusing. Or your they only go up to about 200, I believe. So having your magic defense through dark defense at 170 is actually quite good. So, see how my strength index is now 2020. Let's see what happens when I bring them up like this. I just want to get them up to the same, my right hand weapon 1 to do the same amount of damage, like it is now. And I'm going to throw these over here, and bring my vitality back up to normal. So, my AVP is not what it should be, so I'll put the rest of it onto that. So, this character's dark damage is now 177, which is not much higher, but better than what it was. Which will bring my tribe's damage up, I believe, to 596, and my staff's, well, that's my staff, and my left-hand weapon 1 to 633. So that's that. That's the reallocation. So now I will presume to go back to do this boss. But the good side about doing this over again continuously is also that your souls and you get divine blessings if you do it right, and you don't use any of your ascetics. This means you can basically do it as long as you want, and you'll have a constant supply of your divine blessings. For example, when I first started doing this, I had 7. Now I should have about 10, 11, 12. Let's find out. 10. There you go. And yes, that was a rough estimation. So, both my Dark Orbs and my spells should be doing quite a bit more damage. But before that, I'm going to go and pay a quick visit to... where is it? Just bear with us for a second, guys. I believe I want to go to this fire and quickly attain a certain item that I will be wanting to have. Okay, so I've killed every single boss, so there's actually no reason for me to be chilling here. Huh, Chaos Rapier, huh? First time I've seen that one. I don't know where that came from. I'll get it, because I've never seen it before. Why, what people are killing me with. The Dark Troches, and there's all these spells. If you want to get, say...
Come again.
Sunset Staff off him, you have to get all of his spells and all of his items that are limited off him. See how the life rings limited, and then there's this that's limited? This resonant weapon uses 2,000 souls every time you use it, but it's actually quite worth it. Because it actually does damage on top. It's like a mixed breed of damage types. Anyway, talk to him. These are for you. Thank you for the sunset stuff, my friend. I don't worry about the Hexus robes, because it's not my style. So I'm going to go back and do this up to +9, which is the maximum I can do. And it should be able to do a lot more damage than my other stuff. This will allow me to show you what Dark Orbs actually do to the boss. So let's see if I have enough materials. What I got to buy? What I got here? So, if you want to be able to do just about any spell, you want to do up your Black Witch's Staff. Looks like I need to get more Patronite shards. But this uses Twinkling, which I neglected to remember. Whoops. But that's no matter. If you want to use normal magic spells, this is the staff you want to use. I've upgraded every single staff to find out which one is the best for magic, lightning and all that. And this is the best staff for magic. This one's the best for dark. Pyromancy, there's only 2 options. Unless you're holified, just use your normal Pyromancy flame. I think I can say that. And yeah. I do believe I've already bought all the twinkling off her. Which I have. I don't really need to worry about much of this other crap that I don't need, so I'm not going to. Actually, yes, I will. I'm going to do another try.
Visit me again. Whenever.
Yes, I'll visit you later. Anyway. Reinforced weapon. Where is it? There it is. Protective charm. So I'll bring this up to +8. Apparently I have a slab. Cool. Where that came from, I do not know, but it'll do more damage than what my other one does. Awesome.
I'll be around.
So that chime is in my left hand, and it does 596 damage, and that's with lightning on it, might I add. This one does 643, and I haven't even put lightning on it. So let's go and put lightning on it and see what happens to its stats there. Let's go visit old Duff. Now, I actually got to him the lazy way and just blew up his wall. But if you want to do it properly, you gotta kill the sentinels, and then you gotta kill the gargoyles, and then you gotta retrieve the key after killing the invader. Or just run, get the key, and feather out. That works too. Okay, so infused weapon. Go up to this. Put lightning on it. it doesn't add much damage, but when you actually look at it, for example, see how it says 220 both lightning and dark? See how it dropped the dark and brought up the lightning a fair bit? That makes it fairly well worth it. Now, if you're crazy like me and you run out of spell uses and you really want to beat someone to a pulp, you just do this, and it does the damage of both. Alright, let's go back to this chum and attack him once more. Okay, we're back. Now, guess I burnt my doodaki diki for the whatchamacallit. Now that I have actually gone and brought my stats up to a decent number, I can actually wield some decent spells. So, I don't think this will work, but I don't think he's a hollow because he's a giant, but I'm going to try it on him anyway, just to see if it'll work, because apparently it does massive amounts of damage on the bad guys. So that should work. I should put dark on that staff while I was there. Oops. Next time. So basically now I'm going to ignore these, go up here, go through here, pull this good old thing out, wait for the explosion, and bang, and casually run across, hugging the right hand side, do some stands I don't like how close I am to this guy, but it should be right. It's still quite well. We didn't quite take both the giants, but that's okay. I'm just trying to show you what stack bonuses can do. It's just really boss. As we roll over to this side, and you hear the shot. Look, see how I did 397 173. I took those as needed. The higher your stats are, the better. And we just do that. And you just roll around. You can even try to hit him with one of these. See how I did nothing to him? That means he's not hollow. Now, had I gone and done it to a foot soldier, it probably would have killed me instantly. See the damage difference? That was my weak one. Let's see what my strong one does. 828. It's about the same. I had to roll that time because let's see how much quicker he's dying with the weapon. I only one hit counts at a time. One more hit, and I'll make it a strong one. There we go. Easy. Once you get them up above +9, the amount of souls you get doesn't get any higher. Well, it does, but you have to start going through your actual run-throughs for it to happen. Now, occasionally a giant survives, but it's pretty good until you get up to so many run-throughs because they have a ridiculous amount of life. But yeah, that's basically how quick you can kill him, and did I get the Divine Blessing? Very important. I try my best never to forget that, because when I'm planning on killing Ludin Zalin, which is my last boss, with this character, I'm going to need as high of a level as I can get, and a couple of players. It's not killing them that's the issue, it's just getting to them. So the more health items you have, the better. So now that I got all this, I'll feather out, and then I'll repeat. I tried to make sure my character was fairly well balanced, that way I can accidentally neglect to refresh. Anyway, that's about all that I wanted to show. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching, guys, and goodbye. Have a pleasant evening.